Pop the top, it's time for the video to drop. And today, bring guys a little something different revolving around the WWE 2K19 My Career mode. I've been thinking about making this video for a little while now, where we go back through and we just look at every single thumbnail that we've had from the very beginning, as you see on screen right now, all the way up until the current day thumbnail. Now, originally I thought about doing this at the very end of the series. However, I think it'd be really nice to go ahead and go through everything right now, considering how many damn thumbnails there actually are. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go down memory lane if we shall. Now, as you can see, this is the very first thumbnail I ever did for WWE 2K19, and this technically means it's one of the very first thumbnails I ever did on my span of YouTube here. I decided to take the van from the Dude Busters and then obviously throw up the Phoenix Nitro logo in the back. It was the very first episode of My Career. I don't remember actually how much I did in episode 1 of the My Career, but I remember episode 2's thumbnail was one of my favorites early on. It's Nitro and Cole Quinn looking at the steel cage with the Nitro logo hidden behind. Originally, whenever I was making my thumbnails for the My Career series, I wanted to throw the Nitro logo in as much as possible, and I do believe in the original My Career series, I did that all the way through, because moving forward to number 3, you had the episode where Macho Man Randy Savage was what we chose for the 80s theme, 80s, early 90s theme for the NXT portion of the My Career, where you decided to invade NXT. We went ahead and did that theme. That was episode 3 of the My Career. Episode 4 is when we found out that it was Baron Blade who set up everything in terms of the mystery attacker stuff. So that was actually pretty wild. It was one of my favorite early thumbnails that I made. I definitely love the layout that I did for this thumbnail in terms of the screenshot. It was my first time ever really using like an emoji in the thumbnail. Moving forward to number 5, we had our SmackDown Live debut where we confronted Bobby Roode, and this is one of my favorite thumbnails as well. A lot of these early thumbnails you'll see are so damn dark, and that's probably one of my biggest regrets early on in the YouTube shenanigans, was making my thumbnails way darker than they should have been. It should be bright colors, etc., but nah, I threw on a dark vignette, and you're going to see that happen a lot. Moving forward, though, we have number 6. This one right here was probably one of, if not my favorite, from the original My Career portion of the thumbnails. Handing the Johnny Gargano handing the United States Championship off to us on episode 6 when we went one-on-one with Johnny Gargano. It was so dope to face Johnny G in the My Career series one-on-one. Moving forward, though, we had number 7. This is another personal favorite because, as you know, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are 2 of my favorites in the entire WWE. So having this shot with the United States Championship gleaming as it is, with the Nitro logo up on the lockers, plus Sami and Kevin, just a dope thumbnail. Moving forward, though, number 8, our little confrontation with Mr. Money in the Bank, AJ Styles, who at this point in the My Career series was our friend. And as you can tell, the Nitro logo is still in every single damn thumbnail back there in the back. Moving forward, the RKO, the 3 most dangerous letters in all of World Wrestling Entertainment, got hit on Nitro with an RKO out of nowhere. Moving forward to number 10, you had the fake John Cena debut on episode 10, where that wasn't John Cena. Let's be honest here, it really wasn't. We ain't gonna call that man John Cena. Nitro never had no interactions with John Cena up until late in the damn My Career series. But that's number 10. Moving forward to number 11, we made our Raw debut, and I decided to go with the Elias guitar shot because I knew around this portion of the My Career, a lot of people were going to be using, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the episode where the title was revealed. So I do believe that's what we did. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So then episode 12, I did the dual titles because I'm going to be honest with you guys. This Brainwashed Intercontinental Championship was one of my absolute favorite things I did in the My Career series, in the original portion of it. Obviously, the My Career Universe mode, that's a little bit different. But nevertheless, number 13, another dope thumbnail, in my opinion, was this one where Bray Wyatt was on his knees with the arms stretched out. He's the Eater of Worlds in front of the Bug Busters van that's lit on fire. Threw in the Nitro logo right there, of course. This one, looking back on it, I'm not really too big of a fan of this thumbnail with episode 14, where we're just standing outside of the Wyatt house with everything on fire. Just the color-wise on it just doesn't look too good. Moving forward to number 15, oh yeah, Yes, we had the multiverse with Matt Hardy. One thing that I didn't like was that we had to wear the tap out gear for the cutscene, but it is what it is. Really didn't have a choice. Number 6, screw Evolution. I'm still heated about that damn, what was it, Fastlane match against Evolution that took me ages to do. Screw Evolution. Moving forward to number 17, speaking of that match, was where we found out that AJ Styles turned his back on us and cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Number 18 is the finale of the original My Career series. And that was episode 1 through 18, a wild start to my YouTube journey, man. But moving forward, episode 19 is the very first episode of the My Career universe where the shenanigans really started to begin. Episode 19, and it's crazy to think about that, man. Episode 19 is where we started the My Career universe, and we're on episode 234 right now. It's absolutely wild, man. Moving forward, though, we have number 20 because on episode 19 at the very end, Phoenix Nitro revealed himself as Aleister Black's attacker because IRL at that time, we still did not know who it was in the NXT storyline. So I decided, hey, Nitro is going to be the attacker of Aleister Black. So then Black came back, beat Nitro down. Moving forward to episode 21, it was our very first NXT takeover in the NXT My Career universe. So we had Nitro versus Aleister Black. And it's funny, like I said, man, I commented on this a couple days ago. It's very funny, like, if you notice, whenever we're going through these thumbnails, my Career universe works in circles. Everything ties in. Everything comes back around. My very first takeover was Aleister Black versus Phoenix Nitro. My very last pay-per-view right now in the My Career universe was a Hell in a Cell match against Aleister Black. Funny how everything comes back around. Moving forward to number 22, we had NXT versus 205 Live because I wanted to face Tony Nese. Thumbnail-wise, I don't really like this looking back on it. A lot of these early thumbnails I'm not really too big of a fan of. Right here is where things start getting interesting, though. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic began, and Phoenix Nitro and Cassius Ohno began the Kings of Wrestling. Now, I've said it many a times before, Cassius Ohno, without a shadow of a doubt, is my absolute favorite professional wrestler of all time. You can have your Austins, you can have your Rocks. I'll gladly take Chris Hero / Cassius Ohno every damn day of the week. Number 23 is a great thumbnail for me. This one right here, number 24, it's definitely in top 5 for the My Career Universe mode thumbnails for me. Because when I found out that winning animation, it's either the winning animation or the entrance animation that I put on them. They collided forearms like that in their thumbnail and just in their entrance or winning animation, whichever. I lost my mind because I was like, that's so dope, man. So the Kings reign supreme. The debut of the Kings of Wrestling in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We then went on to round 2. Ohno and Nitro hugging it out real quick on episode 25. We had the semifinals. Nitro and Ohno celebrating. Look how Jack Nitro looks in that thumbnail, by the way. Moving forward, we had our second takeover, which was the Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic Finals, the Kings of Wrestling versus the Undisputed Era. And the Kings of Wrestling picked up the win, winning the Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic Finals. Moving forward to number 28, as you see, shocked the system. Moving forward to number 29, our very first encounter with Adam Cole, baby. I love that thumbnail early on. Moving to number 30, we had the Undisputed Era represented by Adam Cole and Roderick Strong going up against the Kings of Wrestling. I love when I do thumbnails like this because it's not that often that I decide to do thumbnails like the way I do these. And then, obviously, the next one is going to be the same damn thing. The NXT Tag Team Championships were on the line. The Undisputed Era versus the Kings of Wrestling. I cannot remember if we won the tag titles here. I believe we won them on the first attempt. And I believe we won them on the first attempt. Yeah, we did. Because in episode 32, we are the NXT Tag Team Champions. So that was Nitro's very first title win in the My Career series. It was back on episode 31. Moving forward, though, to episode 32, don't really remember too much about what happened on this episode, other than us being the NXT Tag Team Champions. Moving forward to episode number 3, Kyle O'Reilly and Phoenix Nitro went one-on-one, and I remember this specifically because Nitro faced O'Reilly and Fish faced Ohno, if I'm not mistaken. And then 34, we had the 2 out of 3 falls match. The NXT Championship was on the line. Kings of Wrestling versus the Undisputed Era. Kings of Wrestling go over because Nitro carries the team. Episode 35, Phoenix Nitro went one-on-one with Danny Burch. Episode 36, We had the because that was the start of the the KRS-One Open Challenge. Yeah, where we had the Open Challenge where we started doing the NXT Tag Titles on the line all the damn time, and it's about to get real crazy in the My Career series coming up. Episode 36, the Revival came down to face the Kings of Wrestling for the NXT Tag Championships. 37, we had NXT UK guys come over where we had Mustache Mountain come through. Episode 38, you had the 205 Live guys with Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. And I believe number 39 is where things get wild. Oh, no, excuse me. It's not. Number 39 is when Breezango came down, which is very funny, by the way. Can I just mention, anytime I do something on my damn channel or I book something on my damn channel, it comes true IRL. I'm just saying, I'm not a fortune teller, but I should start playing the damn lottery and just say my numbers out on damn videos on YouTube. I'd be making millions. Moving to number 40, though, we had the Triangle Ladder match, which this is another one of my favorite videos in the My Career series. Episode number 40 was the Triangle Ladder match with the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. We had Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander versus Phoenix Nitro and Cassius Ohno versus a mystery team, which the mystery team was, in fact, Aleister Black and Matt Riddle, because it was Aleister Black's return. Really, really funny how everything works in cycles, man. Moving forward to number 41. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is when the NXT Tag Team Championship KRS-One Open Challenge was answered by Cole Quinn and the man that is simply better than the rest, Aaron Matthews. It was the very first My Career collaboration, I do believe, in WWE 2K history. And I believe, without a shadow of doubt, it's not a belief, this was the start of everything in terms of what all went down later on in the My Career series. This started the feud with Aaron. This started the feud with Ohno, as you're about to see. This laid the groundwork, the foundation for the collabs that would later happen with Brandon Does Everything, with Brandon Collins joining our My Career universe. This is the very start of the WWE 2K19 My Career cinematic universe. I can't speak. Basically. So, moving forward, Aaron Matthews and Cole Quinn win the NXT Tag Team Championships. On episode 42, we had the number one contenders match against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, where Phoenix Nitro turns heel on Cassius Ohno. And then finally, we start getting the heel Nitro, where I started popping off with promos. And I feel like episode 43 is really where I started getting the reputation that where my promos just slapped at this point in time. So the Why Nitro Why promo happens. As you can see, I'm wearing that Axl Rose Kills Your Idols t-shirt. I thought that was such a great little portion in it. I showed Brandon this promo about 2 weeks ago, and he was just like, geez, that was dope. I was like, thank you. Moving forward, though, number 44, we had the huge backstage brawl. It's so weird seeing this thumbnail because I specifically remember creating it, and it blows my mind how long ago that is. Well, not being that long ago at all, actually. Moving forward to number 45, we had Phoenix Nitro going one-on-one with the original bro, Matt Riddle. 46, we had Cassius Ohno versus Phoenix Nitro at NXT TakeOver. Number 47, I believe we just faced Black one-on-one. Number 48, Nitro did commentary for Aleister Black versus Cassius Ohno. Number 49, we went one-on-one with Johnny Gargano. Number 50, Cassius Ohno and Phoenix Nitro had their one-on-one again, but I believe Black got in the way. And number 51, here's the thing that happened too. Number 51, Phoenix Nitro goes one-on-one with the Velveteen Dream. I forgot all about this damn match a week or two ago when I advertised that the Velveteen Dream and Phoenix Nitro finally face each other. I completely forgot that I faced the Dream on episode 51. Did not remember a damn thing about this match, let me tell you. Moving forward, though, to number 52, the NXT Championship was on the line. Or no, excuse me. It was an NXT Championship number one contendership match. Cassius Ohno versus Phoenix Nitro versus Aleister Black. And if I do remember correctly, Aleister Black got the pin on Cassius Ohno. Nitro lost without losing. Moving forward, number 53 is a very, very special thumbnail because this is when the mystery attacker over on Aaron, Simply Better AM's channel, got revealed to be Phoenix Nitro. And at the end of my video, my promo got played on Aaron's. It was such a dope moment in the community, I feel like, just because it was the very first time anyone really did a My Career collaboration like that. But moving forward, guys, we have number 54, where Nitro... Wait, did Nitro go down to Evolve? No. This is not that yet. Fabian Aichner, who was the Evolve champion at the time, who was also competing in NXT. Now he's over in NXT UK. He was the Evolve champion at the time, and because of the Evolve deal, I decided to bring Aichner up to NXT to face Nitro. And then number 55, we did Pick Your Poison, Nitro versus AM. I can't remember who AM picked against Nitro, and I can't remember who I picked against A. Oh, no, I remember for AM, I think I made him do a handicap match, I believe. Number 56, you had AM and Nitro staring off. Number 57, you had Nitro going one-on-one with Keith Lee. 58, you had Nitro doing an Evolve appearance. And then 59, the Extreme Rules match between AM and Phoenix Nitro. Episode 59 was probably, without a doubt, top 3 my favorite episodes of my career series. If you have not seen the match, go and check it out, man. You're doing yourself a disservice if you have not seen it. It meant pretty much everything story-wise with what happened later on in the My Career series. And this match led to Phoenix Nitro being fired from NXT because he put AM through the flaming table, which then started this chapter of the My Career series. Phoenix Nitro's indie run. We had Red Dead, and I love all of these PWG thumbnails, by the way. We had Phoenix Nitro going up against Sammy Guevara at Red Dead Rest Hold. All of these happened at PWG, by the way. Then we had episode 61, Old Dog New Tricks, Phoenix Nitro versus Chuck Taylor. Episode number 62, Phoenix Nitro versus Shane Strickland on a show called Carry On My Brainwashed Son. Episode number 63, we had Battle of Los Angeles Night 1, where Nitro and Pac faced the Young Bucks. Episode 64, we had the Battle of Los Angeles Night 2, where Phoenix Nitro faced Pac in a first-round match at the Bola. We had Night 3, where it was a World Championship match between Jeff Cobb and Phoenix Nitro, seeing as Nitro lost to Pac the episode before this. Episode 6, we had 1 Pac, 2 Pac, 3 Pac, 4, where Phoenix Nitro defended his PWG championship that he just won from Jeff Cobb against Pac, and it was an absolute banger of a match from what I remember. Episode 67, we had Phoenix Nitro defending against Bandito at Smokey and the Bandito 2. Episode number 68, we had Hotel California, where we had Phoenix Nitro defending against Robbie Eagles. Episode 69, we had Phoenix Nitro defending against Pentagon Jr. at a show called Seattle Brainwashed, which, thinking about that now, is just wild to me. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, episode 70, we had Mystery Vortex, where Phoenix Nitro defended against Will Ospreay. Number 71, we had Every Villain Is Lemons, where Phoenix Nitro defended against Marty Scurll. Episode 72, we had Once Upon a Cobb, where Nitro defended against Jeff Cobb again. Episode 73, we had Order of the Phoenix, where Phoenix Nitro faced Ray Phoenix, which was one of my favorite matches in the series up until that point. Episode 74, we had The Great Unknown, with Phoenix Nitro defending against Trent. Episode 75, we had Pork and Beans, with Phoenix Nitro defending against Cody, who was also the IWGP United States Champion at that time. Episode 76, we had Whose Clothesline Is It Anyways? Phoenix Nitro defending against Jimmy Havoc. Episode 77, we had Honey, I Shrunk the Wrestler, with Phoenix Nitro defending against Marco Stunt. And then episode 78 ends the whole thing, ends everything with that indie career, because Nitro signs a new contract. And then I didn't say what contract it was, didn't say where I was going to go, didn't say anything. Nitro just signed his name on the dotted line. So you knew he was leaving the Indies, but you didn't know where he was going. I knew a lot of people at that time were speculating I was going to go to New Japan. However, that ain't what happened. So going on, number 79, we had Farewell to the Brainwashed, Phoenix Nitro versus Pac in a guerrilla warfare match. And then episode 80, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the Brainwashed generation. The Brainwashed generation debuted because Hanson and Rowe finally came out in the DLC pack, and I was finally able to start everything up. And that is when the Brainwashed generation debuted on SmackDown Live, going after Jeff Hardy. Episode 81, we had a perfect debut with Nitro facing off against Ty Dillinger. 82, the War Raiders had their official in-ring debut. 83, we went one-on-one with Shelton Benjamin. 84, we faced Sanity. 85, it was a Vacation of Pain with the War Raiders going up against the Colognes. I don't know why I blanked. They were right there. Episode 86, the Usos faced the War Raiders. Episode 87, we had a number one contenders match for the War Raiders. Episode number 88 was the Tag Team Championship match against the Bar. And then episode 89, we had a dream match on SmackDown Live. Episode 90 is Nitro chilling with the Brainwashed generation while they have the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Episode 91 is just Rowe. Do not remember what happened on this episode. Episode 92, just Hansen. Don't remember a damn thing of what happened on this episode. Episode 93, we had Phoenix Nitro versus Rey Mysterio at SummerSlam on the kickoff show in an Extreme Rules match. On the main card, we had a SmackDown Tag Team Championship TLC match with Hansen and Rowe versus the Usos versus The Bar. And then episode 95, Andrade faces off against Nitro. Episode 96 was the debut of EC3. Episode 97 was the Usos, I believe, versus Nitro and Rowe, I think. Episode 98, we had Mustafa Ali going up against Phoenix Nitro. Episode 99 was Rusev versus Nitro. Episode 100 was Phoenix Nitro's first singles championship opportunity in the WWE, and that was for the United States Championship, which he went on to win. Episode 101, he faced off against Jeff Hardy. Episode 92, he faced off against Nakamura. Episode 103 was an insane U.S. title match being announced, which, if I do remember correctly, it was old school SmackDown with the Black Bart Steel Cage in a triple threat match. Yeah, it was. All right, there you go. Episode 104, what a wild steel cage match, U.S. title match. Episode 105, we went up against Randy Orton. Episode 06, as you can tell, Orton's still there. At Clash of Champions, we defended against Orton. I cannot remember if we retained. I don't think we did. I think Orton won. Yeah, we did. Okay. And then because of us losing, we did the Brainwashed Generation triple threat match where Nitro faced Rowe and Hansen. So there's a little bit of deception inside of the Brainwashed Generation, which I've built from an early standpoint. Going into episode 109, you had Cedric Alexander's SmackDown Live debut, which was a really fun episode. Episode 110, you had rematch of the century between Nitro and Nakamura. You had the SummerSlam kickoff show where Survivor Series kickoff show where Nitro cut one of my favorite Nitro promos, I believe. I'd say that was probably one of my favorite early promos that I did in the series. And then we had the triple threat Extreme Rules United States Championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura, Phoenix Nitro, and Randy Orton. And I believe Nitro won the belt back here. Then we had Heavy Machinery going up against Hansen and Rowe. We had the Club going up against Hansen and Rowe. We had Nitro defending the U.S. Championship against EC3 in what I believe was an open challenge, I think. Then we had Joe versus Nitro. Joe faced off against Orton with Nitro on commentary. We had Hansen going up against, I believe that's Jey Uso. Jimmy was going to face Rowe later on in the night, but he gets attacked from behind. And then we have AJ Styles versus Phoenix Nitro. Episode 121, it looks like it's TLC in a ladder match for the tag titles. We then had later on in the night Samoa Joe versus Phoenix Nitro for the U.S. Championship. We then had a dope screenshot where it's all three members of the Brainwashed Generation for the very first time on a thumbnail with all their titles together, which was dope. This was when the Brainwashed Generation entered the Royal Rumble, thus beginning the Royal Ace gimmick that I had for Nitro. I love that nickname, by the way. Going forward, we have episode 125 where it was the Club versus Hansen and Rowe. I believe the Club won the belts there. AJ Styles was the cover boy of episode 126. We had AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. That's a dope Rey attire, by the way. With Nitro on commentary here. Episode 128. Ladies and gentlemen, I was teasing for a while, by the way, before this. I believe at the Survivor Series kickoff show, I started teasing. There was going to be a new member of the Brainwashed Generation. And everybody in my comment section was thinking it was either going to be Cole Quinn, Aaron, or I believe at the time they thought that it might have been, I believe, Cassius. But no one expected it to be who it was. And of course, that being Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai debuts in the Brainwashed Generation, going right after the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Asuka. And then right after that, we go to episode 129, where Phoenix Nitro faces off against AJ Styles for the United States Championship. Episode 130, Dakota Kai makes her formal debut in the series in the 30-woman Royal Rumble match, which was a really fun blast to play. Episode 131, we had Nitro's Royal Rumble debut. Episode 132, Phoenix Nitro came out with the United States Championship, and Daniel Bryan declined to be in the Elimination Chamber. So Nitro, being the United States Champion that he was, says, hey, you know what? I'll be in the chamber, and I'll defend my championship since you don't want to. Once again, funny how everything works in circles, am I right? Moving forward, though. Number 133, we had Dakota Kai kicking Naomi's face off. Number 134, we had Mustafa Ali versus Ty Dillinger in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Number 135, we had Hanson and Rowe going up against The Miz, and I don't even remember who Miz's partner was at this point. Next, we had a huge NXT call-up where Cassius Ohno was called up as he goes one-on-one with Rusev in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Episode 137, we had this is one of my favorite thumbnails for the Dakota Kai stuff. Dakota Kai faced off against Charlotte for the Elimination Chamber Women's Championship match. Moving forward, we had a Elimination Chamber match being announced for that SmackDown Live Women's Championship because of the finish to this match was a no contest. So the Elimination Chamber match was announced for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Moving forward, episode 139, we had Pete Dunne versus Rey Mysterio in Elimination Chamber qualifier. 140, we had Randy Orton versus AJ Styles in Elimination Chamber qualifier. 141, we had a 6-woman tag match, which previewed the Elimination Chamber women's SmackDown Live Women's Championship match. 142, we had a return of the Bludgeon Brothers where they They returned at Elimination Chamber, faced off against the Brainwashed Generation for the SmackDown Live tag titles, and I believe they won, if I'm not mistaken. Episode 143, Dakota Kai wins, I believe, the SmackDown Live Women's Championship inside of the Women's Chamber. Episode 144, Phoenix Nitro cost Daniel Bryan the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber, thus starting the road to the damn Mania feud. Episode 145, this is a big thumbnail for me, and I'll explain why in a moment. Episode 145 was the Elimination Chamber match for the United States Championship, and as you can tell, this is when my thumbnail started improving a lot. And this thumbnail was made on the same day that myself, Brandon, and Aaron all agreed Vibe was going to happen. Like, Vibe was happening. We were looking for houses. This is the day that happened. So this is a very special thumbnail for sentimental value. As you can see, this was before, after of what Brandon told me to do. This one obviously looks a lot better. Episode 146, we had Ono versus Nitro. Episode 147, Nitro versus Dunn. Episode 148 was a double episode with both the United States Championship match and the tag team title match. Episode 149, we had Peyton Royce versus Dakota Kai. Episode 150, we had a number one contenders battle royal between Samoa Joe, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, EC3, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura. We had Rowe then go one-on-one with Mustafa Ali the next week. At Fastlane, the Undisputed Era were called up, and the Undisputed Era faced off against Hanson and Rowe for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, where the Undisputed Era defeated Hanson and Rowe to win those tag titles. So we once again loop everything back around, where the Undisputed Era are now called up and are still a thorn in the side of Nitro. Episode 153, we had Dakota Kai versus Becky Lynch. One of my favorite thumbnails that I completely forgot about. Good God. This thumbnail is so dope to me, and I think it still holds up as one of my best thumbnails at the time. So 153, very dope match between Becky Lynch and Dakota Kai. Episode 154, Phoenix Nitro faced off against Mustafa Ali, where Daniel Bryan cost us of the United States Championship. Episode 155, Adam Cole, baby, asked Phoenix Nitro to join the Undisputed Era. However, what actually happens is Daniel Bryan instead is actually joining the Undisputed Era here, and he knees Nitro's head off. Moving forward, episode 156, we had Asuka versus Dakota Kai. Episode 157, Nitro warns Daniel Bryan that there will be blood. Episode 158 is the craziest episode I think I've ever produced from just a shock value standpoint. Daniel Bryan is in the ring with his Undisputed Era gimmick on, and Brie Bella comes down to the ring and says, Daniel, I need you to stop, basically. And out of nowhere, Nitro slides into the ring and knees Brie's face off. Like, absolutely mollywopped her damn head off. It was absolutely wild. And I remember exactly when I made this video in the house as well, because it was within the first week of Brandon being in the house, and he heard me recording commentary for it. After I got done, he came through and watched it and was like, oh my God. So that was another one where I love that thumbnail. Episode 159, we have Is He Dead? Daniel Bryan throwing Nitro off the top of the damn semi-truck. And as you notice, I stopped doing the numbers a couple episodes back. We have Daniel Bryan in the ring, Triple H announcing that at WrestleMania it will be Phoenix Nitro versus Daniel Bryan. At WrestleMania, here we go, our very first Mania in the My Career series. We have a SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match where the Brainwashed generation faces off against Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. I do believe they lost. Going forward, we have the SmackDown Live Women's Championship on the line between Dakota Kai, Becky Lynch, and Asuka, and Dakota Kai loses. And then WrestleMania's air quote main event, even though it wasn't. The WrestleMania match for Nitro that year was against Bryan. Loser leaves brand match for episode 163. And of course, Phoenix Nitro loses. He goes on to make his Monday Night Raw debut on episode 164. Moving forward, I go right into a feud with Bray Wyatt. And I'll be honest with you, I really didn't like the Bray Wyatt feud. Moving forward, episode 166, we had Nitro versus Bobby Roode. I was trying new thumbnail stuff. Didn't really like that one. Episode 167, we had Harper return and his Bray Wyatt, or his Wyatt family get up. Episode 168, we had Nitro versus Wyatt. Episode 169, we had Harper versus Nitro. We had a Money in the Bank qualifying match for episode 170. This is a big moment in the My Career series. Episode 171, we had an insane Money in the Bank preview. Hey, look, it's Jon Moxley. Episode 172, oh God, Jon Moxley murdered us in this thumbnail. Jeez, look at the blood on his face too. Episode 172, we had the Money in the Bank Fatal 4-Way preview. Episode 173, this is where I started doing this new thumbnail style of having this corner up on the top. And it was the Money in the Bank ladder match, which Phoenix Nitro won. And as you can tell, Phoenix Nitro is on top of this ladder with Daniel Bryan. It's a very dope moment in my opinion. Moving forward to episode 174, we debut the custom Brainwashed briefcase. Episode 175, we have an insane number one contenders match for, I believe, the Intercontinental Championship. We have a chaotic ending between Balor and Nitro. We have Nitro versus Jinder Mahal. We have a tables, ladders, and chairs match at Extreme Rules on episode 178. And to make sure everyone realized that the Brainwashed generation were still together, Rowe hit the ring on this episode and cost Balor, so Nitro could easily get the IC Championship. And then we debuted the Brainwashed Championship back once again because I realized you actually still had it in your save file after you made it in the My Career series. So I brought that back. So then I had the Brainwashed Generation IC title and I had the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it was so dope. So then episode 180, we go one-on-one with Goldust, and was a sleeper match of the series, by the way. It was a really good match. We have the Intercontinental Championship on the line as Nitro defends, I believe, against Balor. We have my most fired up promo ever, which was episode 182. And this is, I remember this promo specifically because this is when my views started going up a lot, because this was right around the time when I debuted the GM Mode series. Episode 183 was Clash of Champions, where we defended the IC Championship against Finn Balor. Episode 184, we had Nitro versus Ryder. Episode 185, we had Nitro versus Roman Reigns in their first ever encounter. That's a really dope thumbnail to me. Episode 186, Balor diving up over the ring, diving onto Hanson and Rowe. Episode 187, oh snap, I forgot that I debuted Kushida. What the hell? I completely forgot that I debuted Kushida in the series. Damn. So the Time Splitter debuts on episode 187. We then have the Demon Balor versus Phoenix Nitro at SummerSlam. We have the King of the Ring make its return, where we have Nitro versus Johnny Gargano. And like I said earlier, if I do something in my damn series, or if I say something on my damn channel, it comes true IRL. Because what's happening right now, guys? Oh, that's right, the King of the Ring. It's crazy. Like I said, I ain't a fortune teller, but maybe I should play the lottery. Moving forward, we have episode 190, the King of the Ring quarterfinals with Ziggler versus Nitro. We have the semifinals of Nitro versus Kushida. And then we have the finals with Balor versus Nitro, where Nitro wins the King of the Ring. And then, because of that, we went straight to Hell in a Cell for Nitro versus Rollins for the Universal Championship. Meanwhile, keep in mind, Nitro still has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, at the time of this video, everyone Everyone thought I was cashing in after losing, but obviously that does not happen. This promo right here, episode 194, Phoenix Nitro shoots on Aaron Matthews and Brandon Collins. It was probably one of my favorite promos I've done in the series, and this is when things start getting very, very interesting. Moving forward, we had the Intercontinental Championship TLC match as a throwback to that Extreme Rules ladder match. We upped the ante to a TLC match. It's Demon Balor versus Phoenix Nitro. Balor wins back the Intercontinental Championship. And then Nitro basically quits the WWE because oh snap, I forgot that this happened so soon. Phoenix Nitro quits the WWE basically saying that, oh wait, no, Nitro retained the Intercontinental title because of this. So Nitro with the Intercontinental Championship says, no, now that I have all the power, I'm not going to do another match until I get one more Universal Championship opportunity. I will not compete again. Because he was Intercontinental Champion, he knew that he had power over the WWE because of that, because they don't want that title being thrown in the trash anywhere. Moving forward, we do the very first IRL promo that I ever did on the channel for episode 197, and I dubbed it Phoenix Nitro's realest promo ever because, as you can tell, it's a real promo. Moving forward, we had Nitro go down to BCW for episode 198. Episode 199, we had BCW match again with Nitro versus Baron Blade. And then episode 200, I wanted to make it kind of a special episode and kind of like a jokey episode at the same time. So for episode 200, we did an Intercontinental Championship match against Baron Blade at BCW. At episode 201, Nitro cut a promo where he reacted to Aaron Matthews turning on Brandon Collins at Clash of Champions. Episode 202 was Phoenix Nitro saying that he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. He was going to enter at number 1, and he was going to be the Royal Ace. And this, whenever I went through these my thumbnails a couple weeks ago with Brandon brought up that this is probably his favorite thumbnail that I ever did. And I agree. I think like the cinematography that I did whenever I was filming the promo IRL and I brought up the Ace, like I feel like that's some of my best content I've ever made. Moving forward, we have episode 203, which is the Royal Rumble match. It was an absolute banger. If you did not see it, you got to go back and check it out. Phoenix Nitro enters number 1, Jeff Hardy enters number 2, and then Aaron Matthews enters number 3. And from then on out, Phoenix Nitro and Aaron Matthews beat the ever-living hell out of one another for the rest of the Royal Rumble match. It was Nitro and AM's very first time ever touching since that NXT TakeOver match many moons ago in that Extreme Rules match. Moving forward, though, episode 204, Phoenix Nitro announced that he's cashing in. It was another IRL promo. As you can see, I gimmicked myself up with a couple Band-Aids, Nelly style. And we have Cesaro going up against Nitro on episode 205. Episode 206 is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view with the Universal Championship on the line between Phoenix Nitro and Seth Rollins. Phoenix Nitro, however, did not cash in his Money in the Bank for this match. No. See, what happened was, I labeled this, I'm cashing in, but Nitro cashed in his Intercontinental Championship. He said, I'm putting everything on the line. I'm cashing in my Intercontinental Championship if I can have an opportunity at the Universal Championship. I am giving back my bargaining chip. And he risked it all, and he got it all because Nitro became the Universal Champion at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And he became the first out of myself, Aaron, and Brandon to win a major singles title in the WWE 2K19 My Career Universe mode until later in the night, Aaron Matthews wins the WWE Championship in the main event. But Phoenix Nitro does not let AM have his moment. Oh, no. Nitro, still being Mr. Money in the Bank, cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Aaron Matthews, defeats Aaron Matthews, and is now your reigning Universal and WWE Champion. Moving forward, episode 208, Phoenix Nitro's Championship Celebration, hashtag Nitro 2 belts. Phoenix Nitro in episode 209 goes one-on-one with Ricochet. Episode 210, Nitro's raising that WWE Championship high above his head. Episode 211, Nitro slapping the hell out of... Oh, wait, hold up now. Wait a minute. Oh, snap. Okay. 210, by the way. A big thing about this. If you notice, Nitro got his new face on episode 210. So 211, Nitro slapping the hell out of The Miz. I just noticed that because I was like, oh, snap, the face updated. So episode 212, Roman Reigns and Bryan. I don't remember what happened on that episode. We move forward though to, it was to find out who Nitro is facing at Fastlane, which Bryan won the gauntlet. I think it was a gauntlet, or maybe it was just an elimination match. Bryan wins, so Nitro has to face Bryan at Fastlane, just one pay-per-view before the WrestleMania pay-per-view, which I completely took that idea from 2003, where at No Way Out, it was The Rock versus Hogan as a WrestleMania rematch from the year prior, right before Mania the next year. So I completely took that from that, if anyone was wondering. Moving forward, though, the WWE Championship was also on the line. Wait, who did I face for the Universal title at Fastlane? I think I went against Seth. I think it was Seth, yeah. I defended against Seth, and then episode 214 is the WWE Championship match against Bryan. That's right. Episode 215 was the much anticipated WrestleMania main event match being announced, where Phoenix Nitro announced for the very first time ever it was going to be Phoenix Nitro versus Brandon Collins versus Aaron Matthews in a triple threat WrestleMania main event. 2 falls to a finish for both championships. And we completely took the WrestleMania 2000 idea of having one title on the line for one fall and one title on the line for another fall. Episode 216, I did a throwback for Raw where I went one-on-one with The Godfather. Episode 217, I did by far my best promo on the series or the channel ever. Probably, I still think to this day it's probably my best promo, was the pressure promo that I cut where Nitro was succumbing to the pressure. And this promo is when Nitro started turning into a babyface, essentially. So moving forward, episode 218, I decided right after the pressure thumbnail to do the Never Give Up towel from Cena, if anyone was wondering why I faced Cena on 218. Moving forward to 219, we have what WrestleMania means to Nitro promo. And then at 220, we have the WrestleMania main event. Both championships on the line. Phoenix Nitro versus Aaron Matthews versus Brandon Collins. The thumbnail, as you see, made by the good brother Defract. It was an absolute banger of an episode, an absolute banger of a collaboration, an absolute banger to the W2K My Career universe content being made, I think. I don't think it'll ever be topped, in my humble opinion, by myself, Brandon, or Aaron, even if we decide to do it in 2K20. I don't know if it'll ever get topped. Even if we could top ourselves, I don't think it'll happen. But moving forward, WWE 2K19 My Career Mode episode 221. This is another one of my favorite thumbnails that I did. Nitro announcing that he's no longer going to be able to keep the WWE Championship because he's injured, tearing his labrum. 100% one of my favorite thumbnails. Moving forward, episode 222, we have the debut of the new attire with SmackDown Live returning, or SmackDown Live, with Phoenix Nitro returning on SmackDown Live. Moving forward, we have it was one of my favorite matches ever, where we went one-on-one with a local house show guy, Andre Delano, which if you guys don't know, that's the good brother AC Arthurs. He used to be in Call, but now he's actually wrestling over in the UK scene as a part of a good trio filled with good brothers called AWOL. Shout out to Benjamin Bradley and Jack Knudsen. I never know how to pronounce that man's last name. I'll be real with you. But nevertheless, it was a dope match, one-on-one. We move forward to episode 224. It was Nitro versus 4 other people in an elimination match. It was Gauntlet. It was the Gauntlet. Nitro ran the Gauntlet for the number one contendership for Aleister Black's WWE Championship. We then had that WWE Championship match at Clash of Champions. Nitro lost. Nitro cuts a promo and then faces Ali. I believe Ali beats him. We have the brand new finisher debut, which is the Corkscrew Crack the Dome, out on episode 227. Episode 228 is that one-on-one with the Velveteen Dream. Or no, it was a tag match. It was a tag match where it was Ali and Nitro versus Dream and Leo Rush. And I said that obviously the Dream versus Nitro's very first time ever facing each other, which obviously was not the case. Moving forward, episode 229, the TLC match happened between Ali, Aleister Black, and Nitro, which I completely forgot all about when I recorded that Ali was a part of that NXT TakeOver triangle ladder match with Phoenix Nitro and Aleister Black. I completely forgot all about that until doing this video right now. That is crazy to me how everything in my stuff connects, man. It's wild. Moving forward, this is by far my favorite thumbnail, by the way, because other than the Frack thumbnail. The Frack's WrestleMania thumbnail means way much more than just a My Career thumbnail to me, though. But this thumbnail is probably my personal favorite that I've ever made. It was Nitro doing the Hell in a Cell challenge, saying that he's going to risk it all. And at Hell in a Cell, as you know, on episode 231, Nitro lost, And now, well, he can never get a WWE Championship match again. Episode 232, though, Nitro goes up against Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. We then have episode 233, the United States Open Challenge, starting with Nitro facing off against someone, winning the match. Episode 234, it was The Undertaker, by the way. Episode 234, which is where we're at right now, Phoenix Nitro went up against Rowe for the United States Championship. And I could not believe it, but nevertheless, let me see if this will pop up. It did. Okay. So whenever I was going to do the Mania match against Brian, I was originally going to use this as the thumbnail. But for whatever reason, it would not work on YouTube at all. And it wasn't a size thing either. Like, I made sure the size was small and compressed enough to where it would work. But it just never happened. So this thumbnail was going to get used, but it never did. So nevertheless, that's a little bonus. But that'll about wrap it up for this one, though, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I love going back through this and looking at all of these dope thumbnails. I hope now you guys understand, like, the retrospective, if you will, of Phoenix Nitro's My Career, which I think I might actually name this video, the Phoenix Nitro WWE 2K19 My Career Retrospective. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, but nevertheless, if you are new, go and hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 12K. If you're subscribed, hit that bell as soon as the time we upload. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and as always, and forever, take it easy, though, guys. Peace!